I know personally, when I get misgendered by strangers, it's one thing. But it's especially painful when it's people who are close to you. So, when my parents misgender me, it's a knife in my heart because they're the people whose opinions matter to me more than anybody else's. Gender identity is the personal sense of one's own gender. It can correlate with a person's assigned sex at birth or differ from it. Gender neutrality is the idea that policies, language, and other social institutions, such as social structures, gender roles, or gender identity, should avoid distinguishing roles according to people's sexes or gender. Gender-fair language is selecting words that are gender neutral or does not devalue a member of one's sex. Using it is part of our increased awareness of the perceived meaning that some words have changed in response to the changing roles of men and women in our society and acknowledges the LGBTIQA+ community. Pronouns are words we use to refer to someone in place of a name. Some are gender specific. They are important as other names. It is one of the main ways people can identify and call each other. They are the smallest and easiest ways someone can acknowledge somebody's identity. A preferred pronoun refers to the set of pronouns that an individual favors that others use in order to reflect their gender identity. It is not only due to preference, it's who someone is. Pronouns are an extension of themselves. Someone who is transgender or gender non-binary has a gender identity that does not align with the sex they were assigned at birth. Transgender and non-binary people can experience their gender in a variety of ways. Automatically, someone will make assumptions about gender which translate into pronouns. Doing so is misgendering, which is disrespectful, demeaning, and invalidating someone's identity. Misgendering is when someone uses the wrong name or pronoun to describe someone else. It may be considered sexist and can make trans or gender diverse people feel excluded and disrespected. Misgendering is constant and prevalent in society, so educating ourselves of gender-sensitive language is a way to fight against this. When someone chooses a personal pronoun that they identify with, using that pronoun is a form of respect and validation. It is like saying, yes, this is your rightful identity and I will respect that, as it is something that is entirely wrapped around our everyday lives and it can be very painful, especially for a queer person to hear repeatedly as it invalidates who they are over and over again. At the Safe Zone, we strive for diversity, inclusion, and equality for everyone else. Laverne Cox, an American actor and LGBTIQA+ advocate, famously said, "Misgendering trans people is an act of violence," in reference to cultural and structural violence. It is also an act of psychological violence due to its denial of someone's personhood and complete refusal to acknowledge their identity, whether intentional or not. When pronouns are used incorrectly, we may risk misgendering them. Here's how to use them. Gender-specific pronouns include he, him, or his, which refers to masculine, or she, her, and hers for feminine. Neutral pronouns often include they, them, their, and theirs. Some transgender people will use gender pronouns as they affirm their gender identity. However, some transgender and non-binary folks will use gender-neutral pronouns. It is important to consider that the pronouns that feel comfortable for one person might not feel the same for another. Here are examples of some neo-pronouns. Now here are examples on how to use the proper pronouns in proper situations. You may pause the video and take your time. It is also important to use gender-neutral nouns, as using gendered nouns mainly refer to men, which is a discriminatory manner by rendering other genders invisible at the same time, perpetuating the notion of male supremacy. Here are direct quotations from our sources as words from June Park and non-binary in YouTube. Please take time to read. Never assume a pronoun or question why they use it. If you are not sure what someone's pronouns are, you can just ask. A great way to do that when you first meet someone is to state your name, your pronouns, and ask what their name and pronouns are. You will then know how to refer to them when speaking to others. Getting someone's gender is on you, not on the transgender or non-binary person, but we all make mistakes. If ever you slip up, apologize and try to avoid being defensive. Using someone's correct pronouns is important, respectful, validating, and inclusive. It is easy to get it right if you avoid making assumptions, like a video game. Trying to be open to new ideas about language, giving the use of pronouns a go, and encouraging others to take part is a level up to the positive change we need for the world. Take a step towards social change and update your pronouns on your social media pages. For more information, refer to the featured links in the description bar. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video.